The Gingee Fort complex is on three hillocks: Krishnagiri to the north, Rajagiri to the west, and Chandrayandurg to the southeast. The three hills together constitute a fort complex, yet each hill contains a separate and self-contained citadel. Connecting them, forming an enormous triangle, a mile from north to south, punctuated by bastions and gateways giving access to the protected zones at the heart of the complex. The fort walls are 13 kilometers and the three hills are connected by walls enclosing an area of 11 square kilometers. It was built at a height of 800 feet or 240 meters and protected by an 80 feet or 24 meters wide moat. It has a 7-storied Kalyana Mahal, a marriage hall, granaries, prison cells, and a temple dedicated to its presiding Hindu goddess called Chenjiamman. The fortifications contain a sacred pond known as Arnikulam. The walls of the fort are a mixture of the natural hilly terrain comprising the Krishnagiri, Chakiladrug and Rajagiri hills, while the gaps were sealed with the main wall that measures 20 meters in thickness. On the top of the hillock, there are minor fortifications. Water resources are usually sparse in South Indian forts, while it was well managed in the citadel. There are 2 sweet water, raw water, sources on the summit, and below it there are 3 reservoirs for storage of rainwater. Water for Kalyana Mahal was brought through earthenware pipes from reservoir located 500 meters from it. Gingee is located between 3 hills covering a perimeter of 3 kilometers, and lies west of the Sankaraparani River. The founding of the Konn dynasty established Gingee Fort as a fortified royal center. The Gingee country then came under the rule of the Hoysalas in the later part of the 13th and in the first half of the 14th century. From the Hoysalas, it passed to the first rulers of the Vijayanagara Empire. The imperial Vijayanagara dominion gradually expanded over southern India and divided the administration of the Tamil country into 3 important provinces, which were assigned to the Nayaks. These were the Nayaks of Madurai, Nayaks of Tanjore, and Nayaks of Gingee. Information about the Gingee Nayaks and their rule is very scant. It is said that Tupakula Krishnappa Nayaka, 1490–1521, of a Chandragiri family was the founder of the Nayaka line of Gingee kings. He seems to have ruled along the coast from Nellore to the Kollidam River up to 1521. Under the Nayaks the forts were strengthened and the town was greatly enlarged. You can see the farmlands and the present Gingee or Gingee town from the Rani Kota hill. You can see the strategy of the fort hideout as a whole from the top of the Raja Kotai hill. The last Nayak of Gingee was forced to surrender to the invading Bijapur Sultanate army towards the end of December 1649. The booty acquired by the Turco-Persian Sultan of Bijapur was 20 crore rupees in cash and jewels. Gingee assumed a new and enhanced strategic importance under the Bijapur governors. Bijapur was in possession of the fortress of Senji until 1677, when the Maratha monarch Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj conquered it in his Carnatic expedition. The Marathas greatly strengthened and fortified its defences. The Mughals were then able to capture Gingee Fort from the Maratha Emperor Rajaram I early in 1698, after a siege of 7 years. Zulfikar Khan, the son of Asad Khan, the Grand Vizier in the court of the Turco-Persian Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb, was in command of the siege operation of Senji and later its governance till he left the Karnataka. After that, Aurangzeb granted a mansab of 2,500 rank and Jagir of 12 lakhs to Raja Swarup Singh, his Bundela Rajput servant, along with the Kildari, that is fort commandership, of Gingee in 1700. Raja Swarup Singh died of old age in 1714. His arrears of payments due to the Faujdari amounted to 70 lakhs, being a defaulter for 10 years. The Nawab of Arcot reported this matter to the Mughal emperor at Delhi. Hearing about the death of his father, Desing, the son of Raja Swarup Singh, started for Gingee from Bundelkhand, his ancestral home. On arriving at Gingee, Desing assumed the governance of Gingee after performing the last rites of his father. Aurangzeb had granted a firman to his father and Desing took formal possession of his father's Jagir on the ground of his hereditary right. Desing did not receive a warm welcome from the Mughal officers. The Nawab of Arcot, Sadatullah Khan I, who attempted to dispossess Desing, pleaded that the firman was not valid. When Paya Ramakrishna, who was his secretary, informed him of the legal necessity of getting the firman renewed by the new emperor before assuming the Jagir, Desing replied that he had got the firman of Aurangzeb and that he need not apply to anybody else. In fact, after capturing the fort from Marathas, Aurangzeb had first appointed Nawab Daud Khan as the deputy Subadar of the Deccan. Nawab Daud Khan removed his headquarters from Gingee to the town of Arcot, as he believed that the place was not healthy. This diminished the importance of Gingee. While shifting his headquarters, Daud Khan appointed Sadatullah Khan as his Diwan and Faujdar in 1708. Sadatullah Khan later became the Nawab of the two Carnatics in 1713, under Nizam-ul-Mulk. He was the regular and acknowledged Nawab of the Carnatic between the years 1710 and 1732. After the death of Raja Swarup Singh, he renewed the demand for the arrears of revenue with his son Raja Desing. This led to a battle between the two, which unfortunately ended in the death of the young and valiant Rajput, Desing on 3 October 1714. He struggled at the young age of 22, against the powerful Nawab Sadatullah Khan of Arcot in a struggle that was hopeless from the outset. Desing's army consisted of only 350 horses and 500 troopers, while the Nawab's army had 8,000 horsemen and 10,000 sepoys. Ballads are sung in and around Gingee about his bravery. However, the fortress of Gingee lost its preeminent position and political importance within a few years of the extinction of the Rajput rule. Subsequently, the English and the French competed for the control of Gingee, and the French won it for themselves on the 11th of September 1750, under the initiative of Marquis de Bussy, the Governor-General of Pondicherry. They took good care to secure the fort with a strong garrison, which was well supported with artillery and ammunition. Gingee remained firmly in French possession until after the fall of Pondicherry to Sir Eyre in January 1761. The English commander was Captain Stephen Smith. With the British conquest of Gingee, the French lost their last possession in the Carnatic. Gingee regained its political importance for the last time in 1780, when Hyder Ali of Mysore, helped by some able French officers, invaded the Carnatic with a force of 90,000 men. Hyder's men appeared before the fortress and easily carried it by their assault in November 1780. The English reconquered it at the close of the Second Mysore War from Tipu Sultan in 1799. After that, Gingee had been free from the ravages and anarchy of war, but subject to desolation and decay. During the frequent Indo-French wars, the British resident wanted the fort and the fortification to be demolished. Luckily, his suggestion was not accepted, and the fort remains for us to experience and relive the history. The presence of Turco-Persian Muslim rulers in Gingee is evident from the inhabitants of a nearby village called Manamba, where the Urdu-speaking Navaith are Muslims living with the unique culture and tribes such as Shakir, Kokan, Bande Bonde, Chudari, Papa, Ahle, Hazari, Amberkani, Saeed, etc. Gingee is famous for its Gingee Fort, now a popular tourist attraction. The Khan dynasty laid the foundations for the Gingee Fort in 1190 CE. The fort was later built up by the imperial Cholas in the 13th century. It then passed from the Hoysala emperors to the emperors of Vijayanagara. In 1638, Gingee came under the control of the Turco-Persian Bijapur Sultanate. In 1677, the great Maratha monarch Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj conquered it. In 1690, it was captured by the Turco-Persian Mughals, when it became the headquarters of the Carnatic. It changed hands to the French in 1750, and then to the British in 1762. During this time, many sculptural aspects of Gingee were shifted to Pondicherry by the French. The Pondicherry Gate in the Gingee Fort and the Gingee Street in the Pondicherry city still remain as such as per people. The Gingee Fort and Gingee of the Eastern Ghats of India has the importance of the Maratha military landscape in Indian geography. Gingee Fort or Senji Fort, also known as Chenji, Chanchi, Gingee or Senchi, in Tamil Nadu, India, is one of the surviving forts in Tamil Nadu, India. It lies in Villupuram district, 160 kilometers from the state capital, Chennai, and is close to the Union Territory of Puducherry. The site is so fortified that Shivaji, the Maratha king, ranked it as the most impregnable fortress in India, and it was called the Troy of the East by the British. The fort has a history of 20-plus centuries. Starting from the 1st century AD, is now protected by the Archaeological Survey of India, ASI, and is owned by the Government of India. Rajagiri is called Raja Kotai and Krishnagiri is called Rani Kotai by the local people. The word Giri meaning mountain and Kotai meaning fortress. The Maratha Military Landscapes of India will be India's nomination for recognition as UNESCO World Heritage List for the year 2024-25. The 12 component parts of this nomination are Salar Fort, Shivneri Fort, Lohgad, Kandari Fort, Raygad, Rajgad, Pratapgad, Suvarnadurg, Panhala Fort, Vijay-Durg, Sindhudurg in Maharashtra and Gingee Fort in Tamil Nadu. These components, distributed across diverse geographical and physiographic regions, showcase the strategic military powers of the Maratha rule. The Maratha Military Landscapes of India, which developed between 17th and 19th centuries, represent an extraordinary fortification and military system envisioned by the Maratha rulers. This extraordinary network of forts, varying in hierarchies, scales and typological features, is a result of integrating the landscape, terrain and physiographic characteristics distinctive to the Sahyadri mountain ranges, the Konkan Coast, Deccan Plateau and the Eastern Ghats in the Indian Peninsula. There are more than 390 forts in Maharashtra, out of which only 12 forts are selected under the Maratha Military Landscapes of India. Of these, 8 forts are protected by the Archaeological Survey of India. These are Shivneri Fort, Lohgad, Raigad, Suvarnadurg, Panhala Fort, Vijaydurg, Sindhudurg and Gingee Fort, whereas Sala Fort, Rajgad, Kandari Fort and Pratapgarh are protected by the Directorate of Archaeology and Museums, Government of Maharashtra. In the Maratha Military Landscapes of India, Sala Fort, Shivneri Fort, Lohgad, Raigad, Rajgad and Gingee Fort are hill forts. Pratapgarh is hill forest fort, Panhala is hill plateau fort, Vijaydurg is coastal fort, whereas Kandari Fort, Suvarnadurg and Sindhudurg are island forts. The inception of the Maratha military ideology dates back to 17th century during the reign of the Maratha king Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj by the 1670 CE and continued through subsequent rules until Peshwa rule till 1818 CE.
you.